Over the past couple years, I've had the opportunity to travel to Georgia a few times to spend time with my friends at Real Rollers. This year we have even more in store as you'll be introduced to their turf park and the fun testing that we have planned for warm season grasses within the park. Join me today for part 1 where you'll learn more about Real Rollers and why they created a turf park just for us turf nerds.
Hey Ryan, welcome to Real Rollers. Let's go inside and take a look at what we've done since you've been here last. So right in here we've got our, obviously our reception area. We've got Andrew's desk who runs all of our True Cut stuff. Quick glance at my office here. One of the things that we really want to do is make sure we had a good place for a showroom. So something I think that's really cool is our setup here with the different pictures of the mowers as well as our logo and a place for people to come try out the mowers. Now, well, don't show that mower, right? You can't show that one. That one's... Back here we've got an office where my wife Ashley does all the accounting and runs all the books. And then doing a full circle over here, we've got Eric's office where he's hard at work. Here's where we do a lot of the accessorizing and putting together the different Swardmans based on your custom order. So we want a place that had air conditioning and heat because Eric's kind of sensitive to the elements. Let's go out to the warehouse where all the fun is. Now you gotta be careful. Hard at work is Gene and Hayes putting together rollers for the 2021 season. Let's take a look at what they're up to. Here we got Gene pumping out rollers. Looks like he's got the True Cut grooves. Hell, it looks like about 50 different rollers he's put together out here, banging away. Hey Gene, say hello to everybody.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Gene is killing it. He's just a machine when it comes to putting together these rollers. And then we got Hayes over here, putting together shipping, boxing things up for each day. Midday, these doors will go up, the truck will pull up, and we'll take this stuff and get it shipped out to you guys as soon as possible. Usually we turn these things around in 24 hours, so you order yesterday, you're going out today. That's why we like to do it. We're building up our inventory for the rollers, as well as the backlap adapters and backlap kits. These have been a huge success. The way we use these things to keep your blades sharp during the season. You know, most folks, after they scalp with a real mower, are gonna come back, take their mower in to get a grind put on it, a fresh grind for the season. And then usually about mid-season, June, July, it's a really good opportunity to go in there and backlap your reel so that you have a sharp blade going into the second half of the season. Sticking to that type of schedule, fresh sharpening after your scalp, and then mid-season doing a backlap on those mowers like a True Cut, a trimmer, and a McLean that have a relief grind. And we'll go see RealWorks later and show you guys how they do that. It should be good for all you need during the season. So with a spin grind type of reel, you don't do a backlap. Instead, you can just replace the bed knife mid-season. So the same philosophy. You basically start your season off by scalping, and then you get a fresh grind on the reel. And then mid-season, that June, July time frame, all you have to do is take the bed knife off, and you're gonna replace the bed knife and add another sharp cut to get you through the season. Those bed knives are inexpensive, you know, like 22 bucks. It takes about 10 minutes. So it's actually just a different way of keeping that reel sharpened without having to mail it in. And then down this half of the building, we keep all of our Swardman stuff. When it comes to our reels, the scarifiers, the verti cutters. Back here we have all of our chemicals and applicants for the turf park. We also keep our fleet of reel mowers back here for customers to come test. And I think that's by far one of the most unique things that we do here. I mean, the goal for us isn't just to sell Swardman mowers or just True Cut mowers or just rollers. We're lawn enthusiasts. We're probably the only company out there that actually mows our own lawns with the reel mower, and I think that's critical. And I don't do it because of the business, because our passion for reel mowers came way before the business.
If you haven't been able to tell already from my channel, I love to tell stories. I'm always interested in the human aspect and to hear about the people behind a business or product and why they spend their precious time dedicating themselves to working so hard at what they do.
So how did Real Rollers come about? Well, you know, one of the coolest things about our story is that the passion for lawns and reel mowing came way before the actual business. I was just your average homeowner, happened to have zoysia grass at my house, and I started a rotary mow, but noticed some of my neighbors had reel mowers, True Cuts specifically. At the time, didn't have a whole lot of money, so I went out and found on Craigslist a used 20-inch McLean that had front casters, and immediately fell in love with the cut and the way the yard looked. Looking back at those days, it's a really humble beginning because at that time, I wanted to buy a front roller because I saw one of my neighbors had one on their True Cut. and I didn't know where to get one. I looked used, looked on Craigslist, couldn't find one anywhere. I was fortunate enough to run into the person that actually invented and patented the front rollers, and he happened to live only one town away. The owner at the time, Steve Anderson, who is just an amazing man that started RealWorks almost 25 years ago, actually found an opportunity to make the residential reel mowers better. The McLeans, the trimmers, and the True Cuts. He found an opportunity to fabricate and really mad scientist a roller that would replace the front caster wheels to make the mowers operate more like a greens mower at a much lower price point. And I think what's unique about what Steven did when he made the rollers is he made them a dimension that would be identical to that cutting height of the caster wheels. So what the roller did was it matched the exact same cutting height that you got with the caster wheels. It allows you to adjust your height exactly like you did with the caster wheels. The benefits of the roller, for me, it was a game changer. And that's why I fell in love with the product. Again, just a homeowner. The roller always kept the bed knife and the mower at the exact highest point of your lawn. So, being a residential lawn, often you have bumps and things like that across the yard. And as you hit those different imperfections in the yard, the roller always stays level and it always stays at the highest point. And it enables you to cut not only lower, but also avoids scalping, something that's very common when you have those caster wheels dipping and falling into each little hole. So when I got my roller, I loved the stripe it left. I loved that I could cut almost a half an inch lower with doing nothing else to my McLean reel mower at the time and have an amazing cut. 2 or 3 years after I had the McLean, I wanted to step up to a larger mower, and I went out and got a 27-inch True Cut used again. Never had a whole lot of money to purchase anything much bigger than that at the time, and absolutely fell in love with my True Cut. I've mowed with that mower for 8 years. Big 27-inch width. I have a little over 12,000 square feet of zoysia at my house. Going back to the rollers though, when I met Steven for the first time to buy that first roller, I told him what an amazing product he had and asked him why he wasn't online and on the internet. And at the time, this is 2011, he said, if people want this product, they'll find me. And although that was true, it wasn't really reaching the full capacity of the product. If people felt the same way that I felt about how awesome the roller was and how much it made my mower perform in a better way, it was going to be a grand slam. So I begged him, literally, to build a website for him, which I didn't know how to do, but I was going to find somebody that could. And we built the first website for reel rollers. And that's kind of where this thing started in 2011. It all evolved from there. And in 2016, after selling the rollers for Steve online and him manufacturing and shipping them, I saw an opportunity to make this even bigger. So I purchased the patents and the roller designs from Steve at RealWorks in 2016. And that's kind of when we started our first building and our own business called Reel Rollers. The neat thing about that is my first shop was literally my garage. I used my garage and filled it completely full of rollers that were made by Steve for my first year. And we sold them in 2016 and shipped them from my house in my garage. The following year, we went out and rented a building that was about 1,200 square feet. And if you think about that for a business, it was very small. Since that time, we moved from that 1,100 square foot building to the building that Ryan, you were at. That was about 2,200 square feet where we had that first demo day. And that's when we were introduced to Swardman and we brought Swardman online. And that's a cool story too, because it was only rollers at first. And when Swardman approached me in 2017, I had no interest in selling lawnmowers. So when Swardman approached me to see if I would help them enter the US market, I really quickly told them no. They brought me over a very bright red looking lawnmower that looked like it was from 2080, so far future. I was used to my True Cut and I loved my True Cut. They left me an Edwin 1.0 and they flew back to the Czech Republic. And I told my wife one night when we were about to have after dinner, I said, hey, I'm gonna go try this bright red mower and just see what this thing's all about. And it was just like the roller. I mowed for maybe 5 minutes and went right back in the house and told my wife, I was like, hey, I don't know how we're gonna do this, but this mower is absolutely unlike anything else I've ever used. The ease of use, the intuitive design to make it easy to maintain, height adjustments, enclosed grass catcher, the drum drive, handlebars. I mean, just when you compare it to what the American reel mowers have been for the past 70 years, it was just totally different. These mowers are something that doesn't just bring you joy for once. It's a product that brings you joy, for 30 weeks out of the summer. You step back, you drink a beer, you look at your yard after mowing it, and you're like, I did that. That's mine. That's a cool feeling. That's a sense of pride. and that doesn't get old. What we do is we wheel the mowers out from inside the warehouse every morning. We line them up here on the turf park, and we usually have, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 10 customers that come by a day here in the local area and hang out with us, and they try different mowers, they ask questions, try it on different grasses. The toro zoysia, we've got zeon zoysia, and then we've got the tiftuf Bermuda. The cool thing about the tiftuf Bermuda out there is that it's got some contours, a 12-degree slope, and also some mulch beds that you need to navigate around, so you can try each of the mowers, find the one that's best for you. To me, I wanted to have a place where lawn enthusiasts, like I said, the passion came before the business. I wanted a place for people to come, sit down, hang out, relax, and try to mow with different real mowers, different brands. I want a place for people to come that love mowing lawns to get an experience to try to mow on different grasses with different mowers. It's one of the coolest things we've ever done. When I say try out mowers, it's not just the mowers that we sell. You know, if someone comes here and decides that a California trimmer is the mower for them, that's awesome. El Toro zoysia, which is a fatter blade zoysia, really easy to cut. It doesn't grow real fast, doesn't grow really thick, but from a distance it looks really good. Then in the middle, we have the zeon zoysia. I had to get a spot with zeon zoysia because a lot of the sod farmers are pushing that type of grass. It's a beautiful looking grass, but man, it's a thin blade and it is a thick growing grass. It is really hard on real mowers, really hard on blades of any type because of how abrasive it is, how thick it is, and how much you have to keep on top of it. Again, a beautiful grass. And then of course we have our Bermuda plot. It's a tiftuf Bermuda, and that was important to me because here in the Southeast, it's very common to have Bermuda at your house. And it gives people an opportunity to mow on maybe what they have at their house or a very similar grass. And the other thing I wanted to do with the turf park, I wanted a place where we could do different tests. A lot of the testing that we're gonna do out there will be just trying to get our turf to par. So one of the things I think is important is the mechanical side of the real mowing and how that impacts your yard. It's not very often that people will take half of their yard of their house and let's say rotary mow one half and real mow the other half, or cut one half of their yard at 1 inch and then cut the other half of their yard at 1/2 inch. Usually if you do an intervention, you do it across your whole yard. So I think one of the really exciting things that we're gonna do this year on our turf park is do some of those things exactly. Scalping on one side, not scalping another side of the Bermuda, the zoysia. Burning, we're gonna burn some of the turf. We're also gonna look at scarifying, verticutting, sanding and top dressing, and mowing at different heights. All of these things are things I wanna do on this turf park, and I think it's gonna be one of the best examples of what these interventions actually do and how that impacts the turf, because all of these plots have the exact same amount of dirt, the exact same amount of sun, the exact same amount of chemicals and treatment, water. It's gonna be the closest thing that we can do across 3 different species of grass and truly see what that impact is on your turf so that, you know, folks across the country can actually make a decision on what is best for them and what that intervention is gonna do for their lawn. So I couldn't be more excited to just partner with you, Ryan, this year, working with you and kind of doing something great for viewers on warm season grass. Andrew's the lifeline. He's one of the first guys that's been with us from the very beginning through 2 of our moves. Originally, he was doing Swardman, rollers, customer service, sales. As we've added, 4 more staff members to our team, so now we have a total of 6 of us. Andrew's now real focused on the True Cut parts and mowers that we're selling. He also has always headed up our front roller manufacturing, supply chain. He's kind of like the end all be all, man. Anything that happens, Andrew's got a pulse on it. So I think it's really important to be able to see, put a face with the name, because we couldn't do it without him.
I truly enjoy having customer interactions, talking with people, hearing what their issues are, hearing what their goals are, their dreams for their yard. It's just fun to kind of walk through that because I'm in the same boat. I have my own yard that I'm trying to get to the Ryan Knorr level. And so in the pursuit of like chasing that, I'm in the customer's shoes. I do everything that our customers do. I use the products that we sell. Yeah, so when we get better at what we do personally, we get better at what we do professionally.
Hey, so this is Eric. I think it'd be a great opportunity. You may not know this, but now you do. Eric and Andrew are actually brothers. So when we say we try to treat this like family, we literally mean it. Eric joined us about a year ago, and he's over our Swardman line. when it comes to the mowers, shipping, ordering, customer service. When you call in, you need help with a Swardman. If you're not talking to me or Andrew, you're probably absolutely talking to Eric one way or another. He's been a tremendous asset for us, keeping up with all of the different accessories and parts and just being a resource for our customers. What kind of calls do you get? What kind of people do you interact with? What brings the most joy?
Solving problems. A lot of people get into Swardman mowers because they're so easy to use and user-friendly. So a lot of our customers have never reel mowed before, and just kind of walking them through those initial steps of getting everything set up and getting their yard to where they want to be is so rewarding when they say, boom, got it, perfect. Everything's running perfectly, the grass is looking beautiful, and absolutely love it.
So Lee had an initial soil test done when he first put down all this stuff for the turf park, but I wanted to do another one today just kind of out of curiosity as well to see what changes might have happened over time with anything that he's done. Pretty simple process here. We're just going to use this sampler, get some samples throughout here, put them in a bucket, and we'll clean off any roots that are in there, send the sample off, and we'll get some numbers. So you can kind of see here what we were left with. Try to remove any of the grass or roots out of there as much as we can. Put that in a Ziploc bag, and then pretty easy process of just filling out a form and sending that in. So same thing here. So if you want to learn more about reel mowers versus rotary mowers, or what most of you are probably using in your lawn, then check out a video that I did just a couple years ago about the differences between the two, the pros and cons kind of to each one, and why you might want to choose a reel mower. So for those of you though who are down south and have Bermuda grass or zoysia grass, cutting it lower with a reel mower is going to be an amazing looking lawn, and you have the benefit of being able to do that slightly easier than we do up here because our short cut grasses have to endure all that summer heat, and your warm season grasses actually like the summer heat as long as you're getting enough proper watering to it and everything that goes with that. So definitely if you're down south and you have Bermuda or zoysia, check into those reel mowers. Now one other thing to mention here is that Reel Rollers is doing another giveaway this season. So if you're interested in winning a reel mower this year, make sure to check the link in the description. Head over there and sign up for that contest. So part 2 of my visit to Reel Rollers is coming up very soon, where we did some scalping. We went to see how these reels are actually sharpened, and there's a whole lot more. So stay tuned for that as well. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.
Let's stop real quick. I have a question. This is what you guys do?
Yes.
You guys figure out what your lunch is. So
It's important. If you look at the,
what do you have up here?
he's having PB&J
Yeah.
with water and peanut butter crackers. So is this too much peanut butter, we asked ourselves.
Jane, too much peanut butter?
Well, he built 56 rollers this morning. So peanut butter equals progress.
I'll tell you what, it's 10:45. You've been here an hour and 45 minutes. 56 rollers have been assembled and made, and it's all due to peanut butter making progress.
Peanut butter.
That is amazing. All you have to do, that's awesome. You ready to pause? Hey, we were like mid-video, and you came booming music, peeling out. Say hello to Ryan.
Hey, what's up, dude? Ryan? How's it going, man?
Good to see you.
Sorry.
I mean, it was my moment. It was like the most epic conversation I've had with Ryan probably in the 3 or 4 years I've known him. And all of a sudden, I hear Hootie and the Blowfish rolling through, jamming out. So I think it's really important to be able to see, put a face with the name, because we couldn't do it without him.
Yeah, that's... You nailed it, Lee. That's it, man.
That's me.
Now I have nothing to say.